Hi, I'm Wayward, and welcome back to the Grey Goo Faction Showdown tournament, where the top player in each faction is showing off in spectacular fashion in a series of best-of-5 show matches. We just got finished up with the Human versus Shroud round of the tournament, where X-Set, I almost said X-Fire, not going to make that mistake again, just going to make a joke about it, let you know that I did make that mistake while I was recording previously. Anyway, X-Set was showing off in throwing down, I guess, against Mermixer, our Shroud player, narrowly edging him out 3-2. And what we're looking at next is Elfire, a relative newcomer to the Grey Goo community, playing Goo, and Hendronimus, one of our kind of core community leaders, a long-time and very dominant player, as the beta. Let's get started. And we're back with Elfire versus Hendronimus, Goo versus Beta on Tax Retreat. Just got that split there from Elfire with those two mothers coming out. Hendro is getting 2 refineries and 1 factory. A little skirmish here between our Drover and our Commando. Drover, of course, is the faster unit. It gets away. It took some damage, but still going to get that scout out. Looks like things are finally working for me. I've been trying to get this darn match casted for like 4 days. Finally getting some good performance on this thing. Got the music rocking in the background. I got the Mother Goo walking forward, completely skipping that gas vent. There we go. Get that catalyst there, my boy. Drover looks like at this point it's cornered by the 2 commandos. It might just possibly escape. It has 1 health left. The commandos intercept it, and Elfire says, "R.I.P. Rest in pieces, my Drover." Yeah, finally got the cast working here. Hopefully we don't have anything crazy like the audio's all screwed up or I'm not actually recording. That would be delightful. Let's see, we are now with double factory, double refinery for Hendronimus. We have another factory coming out for a small hub. Looks like just commandos for right now for Hendro. Elfire splitting out his 3rd mama. This back one has almost 2 pips. Let's see if we get a 4th or he goes for some. There's the 4th. So 4 Mother Goos is pretty good. The problem is Hendronimus has more than 0 units anyway. He's got 10 commandos out right now. This Mother Goo taking a little bit of harass. Sitting on that catalyst vent plug. I don't know if it gains health both from the plug and from the vent. I guess better players than myself would be able to say that, but I cannot. Hendro wasting no time getting out on the map, pushing these mothers off their natural vents. We do have some Proteans finally coming out. Just 2 for now. Actually converting them not into Drovers and not immediately going into combat. That is really cool to see. He is hiding them. Hendro, for his part, is also hiding some commandos in these trees. Let's see, another hub coming up, this time a medium hub. We'll have to see what Mr. Hendronimus puts on that. For the meantime, he has a ton of commandos out, but Elfire ready for the offensive with 16 of his own Drovers, pushing those commandos back, cleaning up a good fair few of them. We do have a commando back here in what we would call Elfire's base. This is a ton of Drovers right now, no tech at the moment. 14 commandos to 19 Drovers. Elfire is going for blood. This Protean coming to protect its little mama. Let's see, factory, tank attachment. So we're going to see Predators probably coming out there. We'll have to see if there's another attachment coming down. These Drovers making short work of the commandos. That relationship pretty clear. Hendro doing some splits, but a little too little, a little too late. Losing a good portion of those commandos at the moment. Let's see. So we have a Stalker out. somewhere, or coming out potentially. Yep, there's the predator starting to come out. Another group of predators. So yeah, there's that stalker. So the predators are going to be the Mama Goo killers. Looks like Elfire has, for the moment, forgotten about that extra small protean. Potentially saving up for more mothers or for large proteans. There's another mother coming out. We are at 7 mamas right now. Let's take a quick look at our structures. To only 4 refineries, so Elfire with a crazy economy at the moment, coming out to harass this refinery as it's placed. Not going to kill it, of course. They're dealing a little bit of damage to it. The predators coming out. Another medium hub. So, yeah, Elfire right now doing really well, but we have a significant army coming out to the south to harass these mothers. Now, without air, there are some cliffs here for these mothers to escape to. This one actually probably it's going to make it. It's really hurt, but it's fine now. These drovers being pushed back. We have some Radiance out for scouting, so Elfire is responding correctly. Nothing yet to challenge these predators, although we could have. Actually, we do have some crescents on the field already. This mother, oh no, oh, it had so much health. It would have been fine. These mothers pushed off. Wall harass coming down, preventing this mother from continuing to produce while that wall is in existence. Another wall coming down there. That's quite annoying. Just drovers plus the crescents. Actually, I think this is high ground. So very cool there from Elfire using that. I believe that's high ground. Hard to tell. Yeah, Hendro continuing to push back through this passage to the rear of Tax Refuge. Not much of a refuge with this secret way into your base, I suppose, but let's see. Elfire does see what's going on here with these Radiants. I don't know what the actual vision is there. Actually, decent vision from those. That army going to be cleaned up. We have a Bastion on the field for the Goo player. Yeah, those walls going to be annoying and get some scouting in. Hendro does have the army advantage, but Elfire's looking pretty good at the moment. Continuing to check tech. Of course, we have detonation packs. That super anti-goo tech right there for the commandos. Makes drovers trade very, very badly with commandos. Actually, anything that can fight commandos will trade badly. I missed a fight over here, I think. But that army got cleaned up as well, and we have that Mother Goo harvesting again. This one coming down to also help with that. A couple of Striders now mixed in, actually super important. That Radiant did his job, but now is gone. The other one seems to have been taken out as well. More Crescents starting to come onto the field. Looks like for the moment they're just trying to clear out the brush. Speaking of brush, we have an engagement going on here. That Bastion doing his job remarkably well. That's a very useful, very awesome unit. One of my favorite units in the entire Goo arsenal, actually. Some Destructors coming on the field with the Contagious Goo upgrade, that bouncing shot from the Constructor. Not Constructor, Destructor. Hoo-hoo! And I'm making owl noises. For his part, Hendro reacting with Cloud Bursts to reduce the impact of the Crescents. Their shots, of course, can be shot down. More pushing out and harassment from Elfire, taking out some of Hendro's stuff. This was, I think, a mining attempt. This army still is okay. But while Elfire's army is small, it's looking pretty nasty at this point. We do have now 6 Destructors. Hendro has let elfire build up a pretty nasty army. This army coming out to harass that Mama Goo yet again. Now, these destructors are great, but if he loses a couple, that's going to be pretty bad. He does not. I don't think he's even going to lose one, maybe just the one. No, not even one. No, there it went. So, yeah, that's pretty bad for Hendro. That army didn't do so much as take out a Mama. Yeah, things looking pretty good for Elfire right now. Detonation packs is done. We have platform stability for those hailstorms to attack on the move. Very useful, very powerful upgrade. Makes fighting beta really annoying, actually. Contagious Goo is done, and Det Packs is done. But there's nothing in the air to spot for these crescents, so long as they don't walk down the cliff, they're fine. Watch out, Elfire. Bastion is there. We have a crap ton of destructors with the bouncing shots. Hendro pre-splitting his army to minimize the damage. This is probably going to be a pivotal fight in the game. I do not like Elfire attacking into this concave. The position of the Bastion was not pre-planned out. Elfire losing a lot of units really fast. That Bastion doing his job, but there's not a lot at this point to back it up. Bastion goes down. Destructors are taking some unnecessary damage. A lot of Destructors going down. Finally, with a Stratus on the field. Either way, it's not going to make that much of a difference. But both armies pretty small at this point, and Elfire does have the tech advantage. Pushing forward, even with his limited army numbers, the Bastion is protecting these Destructors for now, but these Hailstorms are able to target the Destructors individually as long as they're out of the Bastion's taunt range. Elfire, can't really tell what's going on here at this point. Elfire looking pretty good with a larger army than Hendro, the Bastion back out front. And we just have a couple of Hailstorms with Stalker support, and Hendro GG's out. That makes sense. It is, let's take a look at the tech, structures rather, sorry. Ended up with 4 refinery to 7 mothers, 4 refineries to 7 mothers with the goo in your base. Really, really not where you want to be as a beta player. No real coming back from that for Hendronimus. He had a good tech setup, but Elfire never really was put on the back foot. He never really lost a mother, or actually took severe damage. This one got about halfway down its core health bar, which was pretty bad, but not losing it was really good for Elfire. So we finally get to see that goo win everyone's been clamoring after. We'll have to see if we get more of those coming up in the next couple of minutes for you. This is going to be a long night for me, I think. Anyway, Tax, Refuge, Goo versus Beta. Round 1 goes to the Goo. Great job, Elfire. Let's see what happens next. All right, round 1 went to the Goo. Here we are with round 2. This time, Hendro loading in to the top left of Scarred Plateau as the teal Beta, and as the, I think that's still blue, is Elfire. I was hoping Elfire would take advantage of a different color, like orange or purple or even green. Oh, and Elfire has the close spawn, not what Goo want. Goo like that space to be able to get some stuff done, and this central area is very important to them. So this is going to be a tough matchup for our Goo player. For his part, Hendro going 1 refinery into 1 factory into a second factory. Oh, I'm sorry, there were 2 refineries there. I just didn't see them. Way to go, Wayward. Not much you can do with the Goo at this point. He's just trying to get some resources on those mamas so he can start doing some stuff. Hendro anticipating some violence, getting a wall segment up right away to make sure that his harvesting is safe. The Goo can be really nasty with rushes. For his part, Elfire not rushing, just actually taking some economic damage here with his Mama taking some pot shots from that commando. Hendro pulling back, trying to tactically engage. The center, of course, is a valuable spot for the Goo if they can hold it. And Hendro does not look like he's going to let Elfire do that. Elfire, for his part, now moving to the center, very close to his opponent, actually. Looks like he's trying to get that third mother up as fast as possible, but Hendro being really aggressive, already 8 commandos on the field. Getting a hanger out. Hendro has smelled blood, and he is not going to let Elfire take this one off him as well, I think. Elfire now with 4 mothers, this one moving down toward the middle. Hendro coming out to try to hunt Mama's, going right past. Actually, I don't know why he wouldn't just kill these right away, but potentially a bad move for Hendronimus, trying to find the mothers, looking in the wrong spot, anticipating Elfire trying to run away rather than what Elfire has done. Although with the hanger out, that first sentry, I think the air unit's called the sentry. I'm really not doing great with this stuff today, am I? Anyway, yeah, no air units coming out. We've got the hanger, but no air yet. No, there we go. The Stratus, that's what it is, Stratus. I see it, and then I remember the name. Yeah, Elfire still, kind of managing to try to make things work, but dealing with now 16 commandos and just the 1 Stratus, which is, of course, and I say this with all seriousness, this is the game-winning unit right here. It's going to make it very, very hard for Elfire to hide anything, and right now Elfire already in a lot of trouble. Now the commandos can actually attack these mothers like right away-ish, thanks to the Stratus, and the Stratus marking that Mother Goo, so it can be seen in the brush. I believe that is, in fact, what that does. Doubly bad for the Goo. Elfire coming down now has 10 drovers. There are 23 commandos on the field, though, and that is a non-trivial number of the commandos. Drovers are going to trade really well. The Protean actually is able to do some decent area damage as well. So I like to see Elfire using Proteans as actual units. This mother getting very low. Not sure it's going to make it out. That's going to make things really tough for Elfire. First mother goes down. Now he still has 4. It's getting pretty low, but he might just be able to make this work. Possibly. It's going to be tough. Elfire has now lost all of his units, and there are still 13 commandos in the field, and another mother goes down. This is a tough fight right here, and Elfire is not getting the better of it. Now, real quick, he is back up to 12 drovers, so actually kind of made that back a little bit. Let's check the structure. I was on the structures tab, and I said let's check the structures tab. So it is 3 refineries to 3 mothers. I don't know if I like this counterattack here from Elfire. He obviously knows better than me, but this feels like potentially throwing drovers away, and they're not going to be able to kill anything. What are they going to try to take out? Taking a little bit of damage here. These commandos are going to be enough to kill this mother if Elfire does not react very quickly. So that Stratus marking that Mama, the Mother Goo, taking damage. Elfire's got too much stuff going on. He's got this attack to try to manage, and that mother goes down. That is really bad for our Goo player, and Elfire GG's out. Round 2. Very quick, very brutal. I'll see you in a second with round 3. All right, we're back with round 3 of the Faction Showdown battle. Beta versus Goo. Elfire has 1 win on his board, and so does Hendro. Hendro is this time still the teal Beta, not the most appealing color to me, but I don't really like the beta anyway, so I'm biased. Elfire being consistent with the blue goo, I think that's just his color. He just chooses blue whenever he can, going for that immediate split. Hendro coming around with that scouting commando. I'm not sure who's going to be more disappointed knowing this is close spawns. I think Elfire was trying to hide that he had spawned here from Hendro, but I'm pretty sure the commando saw that a little too slow getting into that brush. Elfire continuing to meander across the map, going right for that resource-dense middle. It's interesting. They're not connected. They're 4 individual spigots. Anyway, Hendronimus has gone for double factory, double refinery. He is, I think, feeling pretty confident. He knows Elfire is close by, and he's not super worried about a rush, potentially. Elfire trying to move this mother across at the worst possible time, starting to take some pot shots from that commando. That damage indicator looks like it's showing up at a weird spot. So Elfire safe for the moment, but these commandos are going to catch that mama in a pincer. Elfire moving that one to the middle as well. Actually, Elfire going for a rush here, getting this mama right up into his opponent's base. This one a little bit cornered by commandos for now, but potentially he's going to be able to use this as supplemental income if this doesn't work out the way Elfire wants. Elfire already with a full Protean banked up. Probably going to do Stalkers with that one, I would have to assume. Actually catching the Harvester. Can't quite make it to the Extractor. It looks like it's pooping out a bunch more Drovers. Yeah, I think that he can actually completely block the harvesting with this Mother Goo. Drovers starting to go down, but a fresh wave of them coming in. This sword and shield sort of thing with the Mother Goo and Drovers can be very powerful. Usually, probably you want a few more Drovers than this. Elfire looks like this rush is over. It was held by Elfire. We can see some more Drovers come out from this Mother Goo, although I think he's probably going to try to get a third Mama out of it. This Mama is going to have a lot of trouble running from those commandos. Hendronimus held that rush really well and is now in a dominant position, and Elfire is kind of stuck with that Mother for right now. Elfire actually splitting that back Mama into 2. We had a little bit of a visual goo glitch there. That happens sometimes, not a big deal. Hendro pushing right out onto the map, going to stop this Mama from producing additional Proteans. This one is actually trying to get away without Protean support or Drovers. I think it's going to be futile in the long run, but he's giving it the old college try. This micro battle does not play out in the Goo's favor. Any momentary lapse in concentration is going to cost Elfire. One saving grace is I don't think that Hendro knows this Mother exists. Unfortunately, it's looking really grim for our Goo player. 21 commandos out. And we have the dreaded hanger for the Stratus. So, yeah, Hendronimus doing really well. He's got 2 Mothers fenced off. And has a commando squad out hunting for more. I don't know what Elfire is going to do. I don't know if he's going to do double Proteans to try to... protect his Mothers, or if he's going to try to get another Mama. There we go. 4th Mama out, but really only 1 harvesting. Actually, this one kind of managed to escape. It dodged the commandos for now. Although, if we're talking about commandos, there are a lot of them, and Hendro not slowing down on 4 refineries now, and there's 33 units out on the field. 35 now, of course, for Hendro, and very little right now for Elfire. No units and just the 4 mothers. Possibly trying something. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if he's just yeeting these mothers into his opponent's base as a Hail Mary, as a like desperation maneuver. He knows he's lost and he's just trying to be spicy or something. I don't really know. We do have a Protean out. I don't think this mother's just gone. It's not going to be able to do anything. There's a little bit of minor economic damage there, but I think Elfire is just throwing in the towel on that one. So another quick match. This brings Hendronimus to 2 and Elfire to 1. I'll meet you up next in match 4 of the Goo versus Beta Faction Showdown. Catch you in a sec. Alright, we're back on Battle Wasteland for match 4 of the Grey Goo Faction Showdown. Elfire spawning on the south side of the map, and Hendronimus to the north. Hendro doing the standard beta opening, double refinery, 1 factory, and Elfire getting the heck out of Dodge. So Battle Wasteland is nice for the Goo because it's got this close spigot spawn here, it's got close spigots here, just a lot of those, right there, these little close-up spigot pairs, a lot of things for the mamas to hide upon. Elfire going back into the middle with his other Mother Goo. Actually, looks like he's just grabbing that spigot real quick. I wonder if this is close enough to farm. It probably is. But yeah, so a nice spawn there. Drover just kind of getting some intel, although honestly, Hendro has kind of opened the same way each game. Hendronimus, I'm pretty sure, scouting that Mother Goo, although maybe if he did, he'd be sitting there with the commando. I don't know. Another commando out to drive off that drover. The drover is going to be driven. Double commando production, because, I mean, honestly, why would you do anything else? There's no need to. Small hub, not in an optimal harvesting spot, so this is potentially going to be more units. Otherwise, I think he would have placed it further back here, potentially. That drover not getting away from those commandos. That's going to happen. Wall harass here from this commando. He did see that mother coming down and is stopping its expansion. So a little bit painful, a little bit of frustration for Elfire. Elfire now with 4 mothers to 3 refineries, so that's arguably where the Goo wants to be. A little time is wasted, of course, moving those mothers to where they need to go, but they're fine for now. Oh no, passing that mother out at the exact wrong time, coming out to grab some resources just as the commandos were going by. Elfire is able to get some resources, but it's definitely going to, at the very least, slow down the rate of expansion of that mother. Hendro going to check out this one, not seeing anything, so I think Elfire did pull it back in time. Great commando splits there from Hendronimus, not going to let this mother do what it wants to do and build up forces. Let's see, wall, air attachment. Air attachment. Where's that hangar? Hendronimus going sneaky with an air attachment for some aerial harass. Drover's down here potentially going to protect against those commandos. Elfire with a 5th mother expanding up toward his opponent's side of the map. Gonna see some air from Hendronimus. Nice. Elfire now with 6 mothers. No tech from anyone yet. I feel like the beta and shroud tech, like that happens more. I'm sorry, I said beta and shroud. What I meant was human and shroud. Maybe it's just Xset's playstyle though, where he actively goes for that more techie sort of build. I imagine we will be seeing some tech from both players at some point, but it seems like it's more of a priority with humans. We've got a Warbird out, and Predators starting to come out for Hendronimus. Little scout there with that Drover, getting some intel. There's the Predator starting to come out. These mothers vulnerable to the Commando Force coming in. Both of them have enough health banked up to get some Proteans, although this one rapidly runs out of that. I don't know what Elfire's doing. He's just letting this mother die. That's really painful. That didn't have to happen. I don't know why that happened. I don't know what Elfire was doing there. This mother manages to escape, but he just lost the mother to Commandos for nothing. Maddening, and that mother's never going to catch up with those Commandos. More wall harass coming down. Hendronimus is out for blood. Elfire banking up a decent-sized army, but much, much smaller than the human force. And obviously those warbirds are going to make a difference when it comes down to it. 5 mothers to 4 refineries. This mother is pretty much trapped at the moment. I think it would be scouted even if it was just trying to go over here. So Commandos coming north, finding another mother, going to be able to harass that one as well. It does get some drovers out before the harass goes down. Those drovers will work. Double drover spawn. Not probably what Elfire wanted to do with those resources. So that was actually an effective harass there. Bastion out already for our Goo player coming down here. Looks like helping to clean up that force. This Bastion is likely to be caught out, which would be really unfortunate for Elfire. And Hendronimus does see the Bastion here, although Elfire does see what's going on with the attack force. Those drovers not doing what they need to do. The Bastion, I don't know what is going on with this at this point. But yeah, potential lost unit there. Elfire teching to tier 3, and when I say teching to tier 3, I mean banking up resources to get large Proteans. Bastion immediately coming out of that large Protean. Another Bastion coming out of that large Protean. This Bastion probably not going to live, although Elfire is going to try really hard to make that work. The Warbirds have been spotted. This Mother Goo coming up north to try to get some resources, taking a lot of damage from the Warbirds. Not dead yet, but really not great for poor Elfire. So double Bastion army, that's going to be interesting. That Mother goes down to the Warbirds. And Elfire now with 5 Mamas to 5 refineries and detonation pack already researched, it looks like, with Bastion volatility on the way. Good upgrade. I guess it's already been researched. So, yeah, but, oh my gosh, the Bastions aren't out front again. Elfire needs to work on that a little bit. We have some Tempests coming out to try to save Mamas. Striders as well. More Striders. Oh my gosh, the Predator jumping up on the walls. That will definitely help the beta against the Goo. I don't think there's enough. The Bastion does explode, although I didn't see it even killing those Commandos. So yeah, really cool upgrade, but sadly not enough to save Elfire from the brutal thrashing at the hands of Hendronimus. And that's our beta versus Goo, folks. It was 1 win by Elfire, followed by 3 wins from Hendronimus. So in the Grey Goo Faction Showdown, we have right now in the top bracket humans and beta, and in the bottom bracket we have Shroud and Goo. So next up, it'll be whichever matches they send me next to cast for y'all. All right, I thought I'd close out with a little comment. We had 1 win by Elfire out front, coming out really strong, getting us a good Goo versus beta match, and then it was just a series of tough losses for Elfire. He had the misfortune of getting that close spawn in round 2. Round 3, we saw the rush, and that was very exciting for about a minute and a half until it got crushed. And then round 3, man, Hendronimus really felt like he hit his stride there. I'm sorry, round 4 felt like Hendronimus really hit his stride and just kept elfire off balance for a lot of the match. Just at the wall denies and the sneaky transition into air, and just really doing his best to curb that Goo economy growth. And Goo already kind of have a tough time of it with their economy in the very early game. So yeah, well played by Hendronimus and elfire. Honestly, I don't want to short sell our premier Goo player. So yeah, really excited to see these guys in future rounds. It'll be Elfire against Mermixer, so Goo versus Shroud. I'm sure Mermixer will be very happy about that. And then Hendronimus versus Xset in the human versus beta grudge match for the tough bracket. So hopefully you guys are enjoying this. I certainly am. Thanks for watching. And yeah, catch you next time.